the win, but for me personally, to score, I don't know, after how many games, it feels good. It feels good to get back on the score sheet, to get another assist. The numbers, that's a big focus of mine. So the more I get, the happier I am, and I'm very happy, obviously, with the win as well.
You've got a great record individually against Norwich, the hat-trick earlier this season, of course, but you've scored here as well for Chelsea and Derby. So something about Norwich that suits you, maybe?
Yeah, the last 3 times I played, I've scored here, so it's been good. And obviously today, really enjoyed it. Could have probably had another one, and maybe another one in the second half when Cov played me in, but you look back at them and I got the goal early on, so it kind of made me relax and not really think about trying to score, trying to get more goals. But yeah, it's been a good stadium for me to play in.
How important was it that you made such a bright start today?
Yeah, very important. That was one of the main points that we spoke about. Get on the front foot straight away, press them. I don't know what time the goal was.
3 minutes.
Yeah, it was really early on. So it set us up well for the first half, and I thought we dominated, but we let the game slip away second half, and we can't accept that as a team. We've got to be stronger. We've got to implement our game more second half, and that's obviously something we're going to look at.
It's been an eventful day for Chelsea, a historic day for the wrong reasons, really. Is it something that you and the rest of the players have been across today, or have you avoided following it?
You can't really avoid it, can you? It's a lot going on, but us as players, we have to focus on what we do on the pitch, and that's our main objective. And we had a game today, and that's the only thing we can focus on, is the game in hand, to perform, to play to the best of our ability, and to most importantly get the win. And we did that today, and now the focus turns on Sunday.
Is it a release to get on the pitch when there's so much noise off the pitch?
I mean, as players, you try not to look too much into that. It's focusing on the game. You can't look at anything else when at 7 o'clock you've got a big game coming up in the Premier League, and anything can happen. And we're in a top 3 where we can keep pushing and try and get as high as we can. So that was our main focus today.
And in terms of top 3, it's unlikely you're going to get any higher than that, but important that you keep Manchester United away from you, Arsenal away from you, so you finish at least 3rd. Yeah,
there's teams pushing. I don't know how many games they've got. Everyone's playing different games and got different points, but they're coming, and we've got to stay focused to keep pushing up. I know, as you said, it's difficult to maybe get second, but that's our goal, and we need to keep pushing for that.
Great stuff. Well played tonight. Thank you. Well, Thomas, 3 points, but second half, there were 1 or 2 worrying moments out there. How did you feel as the evening progressed?
Yeah, but first half was brilliant, no? So it's football, it's Premier League, it can happen anytime. Opponent risks everything, has nothing to lose anymore. Yourself, you have a 2-0 lead, feels like a 3-0, 4-0. Total charge is it's all the time difficult, and then you concede, give a penalty away, and suddenly things get complicated. That's life, but we managed to go through and deserve to win, and happy with the result.
How impressed were you by the way your team started in that first 15 minutes? To be 2 up, there were other chances as well. You were out of the block so quickly.
The whole okay, sometimes happens like this, sometimes you score a bit later, or it's always difficult to score, but we could have finished the game in first half if we like a bit more clinical, a bit more ruthless in front of the goal, but in general played a very good first half. Like I said, maybe we had everybody the feeling that we are already 3-4 goals up, but we were not, and 2-0 is a dangerous result. And credit to Norwich, they turned the energy around and did not create too much chances, and suddenly it's a penalty, and then it's a tight match.
People were wondering prior to kick-off, Thomas, how your team would respond after what's happened today. Did you ever have any doubts?
Would be a lie if I say I had no doubts, but I had also a lot of trust, because in difficult circumstances we produced a lot of performances, a lot of results recently, so we can trust in our mentality and the culture and the club, and was again a proof that we allow ourselves in the end to focus on football and in sports, because we are people who work in sports, nothing else.
How difficult has today been with the news coming thick and fast?
Not so difficult as maybe people may think. It's there, the noise is there. It's of course another level of distraction. Yeah, of course. but still the meeting was the same. The schedule going to a match is the same, but of course the subject is there and the talks are going on. So there is a certain distraction because the level of impact that it has, the news from today is big, but at the same time we don't know how big and what does it help, and it's we cannot influence it. That's the good thing or the bad thing, but it's a fact. And that's why in the end we said, come on, let's focus and let's try to focus and let's try to enjoy, because we love the game and we love the sport and we love the competition in Premier League. Let's go for it.
And finally, do you anticipate having to roll with the punches over the next few days, the few weeks?
I'm not anticipating, not in negative and not in positive. So let's take it day by day. It's maybe the best way in the moment.
Steve McManaman and Tim Sherwood in the studio. Tim, how impressed then were you with Chelsea, given all the noise off the pitch?
Yeah, I think they can only do what they can control. You know, they can't affect what's off the pitch. You know, they have to go and do their jobs. You know, they're fortunate enough to be professional footballers playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. And they can't use it as any sort of excuse. I don't think the manager or the players will do. You know, they need to thank their lucky stars. There's a lot of things happening around the world, and they're getting paid to play football. So It's a dream job.
And given how good, Mackie, you said it earlier, how good Liverpool and Manchester City have been this season, they can only do what they're doing, and they're doing everything to consolidate third place and Champions League football again.
Yes, and it was fairly easy today. I know they were slightly sloppy in the second half, but they were probably slightly sloppy because there was so much in control in the first half, and you knew that if Norwich got anywhere within touching distance, that they'd go away. The fact that they put Kante on and Lukaku early on, and Kante was involved in the goal, you always knew that they had far too much for Norwich. So it was, you know, he was very honest in his interview. They were a little bit sloppy in the second half, but they soon stepped it on. And they never looked as if they were ever going to lose the game or even draw the game today.
Yeah. So it's Trevor Chalobah who got the goals coming for Chelsea. Back to defending school for the Norwich back four.
Absolutely. Well, Trevor's job there is just to pin in Tim Krul. You know, and Sargent gets involved. In the end, he thinks, well, it's coming all the way to me. I might as well head it. You know, that's his job there, just to pin in Krul and free up the space for the other guys to come up and attack it. But they almost push him into the ball, and he thinks, you know what, I might as well stick my head on this. It's coming over everyone, and he sticks it into the corner, and they go 1-0 up very early. Disappointed. Dean Smith would be really disappointed with the organisation there. They got it all wrong.
Yeah. Mason Mount making it 2-0. It looked like it was going to be comfortable. We were saying in here maybe 4-5, 6-0 it could be. And, you know, Norwich did well to be fair, but nice goal from Mount.
Yeah, good work by Havertz. Zimmerman, the sixth there, the defender was poor, and Ozan Kabak just goes lunging in, Will, and it allows Mason Mount, it makes Mason Mount's decision for him. He doesn't have to do anything with the ball, apart from just let it run across his body. You see his arms are out, he's almost asking for it there. Kabak has a look at him. Zimmerman's poor, but all he needs to do, like you'd tell a 10-year-old, just run towards Mason Mount and stop. Close the ball down, don't let him do anything. Yet he enables him to do that and smash it into the top corner. And it was a really nice goal, but again, like Tim said, you're reiterating what Tim said, Dean Smith will be going crazy. You look at that and you think, you know, if your youth team did that, you'd go mad. We're talking about first-team players, some of them are internationals, and they're letting Chelsea virtually walk through on target. Poor defensively.
Yeah, he likes to get a goal against Norwich, 5-6 in all contests.
He's a lovely player, Mason Mount, isn't he?
You find that with players, don't they? They have a run against certain teams. So look, they looked like they were cruising, Chelsea at that stage, and then a handball from Trevor Chalobah, who gave Chelsea the first goal, gave them the lead. Any questions in this?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt there's a penalty. They get the cross in there, and you can see Trevor, you know by his reaction, you can tell straight away by his reaction there and his face, just dangles his left arm down and stops it. Not sure why they have to go over to the monitor for that. I'm sure the VAR would have told him it's a clear handball, and Timo Pukki steps up and sends Mendy the wrong way. But no, there was no doubt there was a penalty. And then you just don't know. When there's one goal in it, you just think just maybe something might fall for them. But as Macca said, you know, they make the changes. Lukaku comes on, Kante comes on. They change gears and they just put the game to bed.
Yeah, those players came on, as you mentioned. Lukaku would have liked to go, wouldn't he, at Carrow Road? But it was Kai Havertz who sealed it for them, Steve.
Yeah, it was, and he's in really good form. But it was lovely work by N'Golo Kante, who was involved there initially, and just finds himself in a really nice bit of space, turns, opens his body up, not closed down. Again, feeds Havertz, no backlift, just sticks it right into that top corner. But ironic that, you know, the two players, I mean, Lukaku had a couple of chances when he came on, but Kante's involved, and this is the angle. no backlift, just smashes it in the top corner past Tim Krul just to restore that little bit of positivity for Chelsea.
And it was a potential banana skin with everything that had happened before, but a lot of people had eyes on this game, and they've come through it very professionally, Chelsea.
Yeah, when we asked us before the game, being ex-footballers, you can compartmentalise on things like that. Once you get on the plane or into the hotel, you are thinking solely about this game against Norwich. Yes, there's noise going on in the background involving your team. That's understandable. But the professional footballers, and they should be able to go out, say, who are we playing today? Norwich, we've done our homework, let's get the job done and let's get home, and then we'll deal with things afterwards. But you should be able to always concentrate on the job at hand.
Yeah. So 3 points then for Chelsea. Let's hear from the Chelsea boss, Thomas Tuchel.
Jurgen Klopp and Leicester manager Brendan Rodgers joined forces to slam the festive fixture schedule ahead of their club's Premier League clash on Tuesday. Klopp believes teams should not be made to play on both December 26th and December 28th. Liverpool were spared the burden of having to play twice in 3 days when Leeds' visit to Anfield on Boxing Day was called off following a COVID-19 outbreak and injuries within Marcelo Bielsa's side. The Reds head to Leicester with Fabinho, Virgil van Dijk, Thiago Alcantara, and Curtis Jones all available again after their positive coronavirus tests. But Klopp, who has repeatedly spoken out against the Christmas program, insisted the Leeds and Leicester games being originally slated for the 26th and the 28th of December was unacceptable. The situation should not be like this, and we can discuss this every year, he told reporters on Monday. It's tradition and we want to play on Boxing Day. We could have played on Boxing Day, and that would have been no problem at all. But playing on the 26th and the 28th is just not right. I just say that because it's true, and I think we can find solutions for that. It's not that difficult to play football in a slightly different way. The 26th and the 29th, where's the problem? Klopp, whose side are 6 points behind leaders Manchester City, admitted it is a lottery waiting to find out if his team have been hit by more COVID cases each day. With matches being called off across England's 4 divisions, Klopp said having fewer matches would reduce the risk of spreading the virus. It would just help the players, even without COVID, and the problem is now some teams definitely have a proper COVID problem at the moment and you rush a smaller group of players through 2 games, he said. You need luck in these moments, and you should not need luck. We do not stop discussing it because if we don't discuss it, it just stays like this. Maybe it stays like this anyway, but the players need help and help needs to come from other areas. Rodgers agreed with Klopp's criticism, saying it is ridiculous that Leicester will return to action little more than 48 hours after their 6-3 defeat at Manchester City. To compound matters for Rodgers, Leicester are without a host of players for the clash with his former club. Ryan Bertrand, Ricardo Pereira, Kagler Soyuncu and Patson Daka are all sidelined, while Jamie Vardy and Wilfred Ndidi were not risked off the bench against City due to hamstring problems. It's a ridiculous schedule, we all know that, Rodgers said. Players aren't fully recovered for 72 hours after a game, so for us to be playing on a Tuesday against Liverpool is ridiculous. It's a very quick turnaround. To play Man City and Liverpool in quick succession over this period is a big challenge, especially with the squads that they have.